Hey, good evening. I'm Dan Fitzpatrick here at StockMarketMentor.com, and it is Monday, October 20th. And I want to look at CMG, Chipotle. They announced earnings after the bell, and they were actually pretty good. But if you remember, last quarter earnings were outstanding, and the stock popped, never even wanted to fill the gap, and just kept going, even on this pullback. Like it gave you the idea for half a day that it might be filling the gap. Now, by the gap down, the stock is filling about half the gap. So what are you going to do? Here's the thing. The stock, the PE is still really, really high. Like it's got like 58, 59 PE right now. And that's a high PE for a restaurant. Like a really high PE for a restaurant. So what I would suggest is this. Look at the weekly chart. Know that the stock is really jiggy, but look at the slope of the 200-day or 40-week moving average. If you look at that, you'll see that it's up quite high. If you look at the daily chart, you'll see there are few buying opportunities for this. Now, if you think Chipotle is peaking, then this is a time to be selling. I don't really know I don't think that it is, but I'm not the ultimate arbiter of restaurants. That's just not my deal. If only, then I would probably shoot myself because nothing sounds more boring than that. But the 200-day moving average works. If you can just use that as a reference for this trend, what you want to do is you want to take advantage of this pullback and buy this stock. The closer you can buy it to the 200-day moving average, the less money you're going to risk because you're going to want to ultimately keep a trailing stop, down along the 200-day moving average. So if that's going to be your tactic, then buying the stock up here, you sustain that kind of risk. If, on the other hand, you buy the stock down here, then you sustain that kind of risk. You get the point. This is not hard. What it is just requires some discipline. So with that said, I think for a long-term position, you can buy this stock on the dip tomorrow on this gap for a longer-term position. Short-term, you're going to have to wait and see how the stock trades. I couldn't tell you right here, right now, if this is going to gap down and run. It seems a little tenuous to do that simply because there's so much resistance right up overhead from folks that have recently bought the stock, like up until today, who will want their money back if the stock rallies. But long-term, I think you're still really good to go on Chipotle. But when I say long-term, I don't want to hear from you in November or December unless it's November or December 2015. When I say long-term, I'm literally talking long-term, like long-term. Okay, and you're good. Okay, anyway, members, over to the strategy session. I want to talk to you a little bit about long-term investing versus short-term trading because it's really important in such a volatile market.